I've done all of Brighton.
Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. Hope you've been looking after yourselves, looking after each other, pulling your heads in and all that jazz. Welcome back, and we're here for another Fast and the Furious movie, because God knows we fucking need another one. So we're going to take the title into consideration and get straight fucking into it. We're not here to fuck spiders. Let's review Fast and the Furious 9. Dom Toretto is living the quiet life off the grid with Letty and his son. But of course, something that I'm sure the government can handle happens. And why a bunch of ex-street car racers are called to action is beyond me, but here we are. The crew come together to stop a world-shattering plot of Who the Fuck Cares by the most skilled assassin and high-performance driver they've ever encountered, Dom's forsaken brother, that has never been mentioned before or bears any resemblance to him. Confused yet? You bloody well shouldn't be. This is supposed to be a Fast and the Furious movie. But what are we up to now? 9? Jeez, let's get into it. And that's a synopsis for Fast and the Furious number 9. It's directed by Justin Lin, who directed the third installment of Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. He also did Fast and the Furious 4, 5 and 6, of course this one, and has been announced to direct the next one, because fuck me do we need a number 10. Of course, the gang are all back here, except for Paul Walker, The Rock, Jason Statham, Gal Gadot and Scott Eastwood. But it does, however, star Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez and John Cena! They come out of hiding, or whatever the fuck they were doing after the last film, because they get sent a special transmission by Kurt Russell's character from the last film to find MacGuffin. I think it's the God's Eye from the last film. I don't know, didn't give a fuck. But anyway, they're sent to retrieve this said item, which they probably could have sent Navy SEALs or, I don't know, the Expendables. But for some reason, the gang is sent to retrieve it. Besides going on this mission to retrieve this thing, this MacGuffin, we also have flashbacks interlaced in the film, back and forth, simultaneously of Dom Toretto's past, where we discover that he has a brother that was never mentioned before, and this brother is a naughty boy indeed. Honestly, the flashbacks of the film, this part of the film interlaced, was the best part of the film for me. It was great. It was good. I feel like the studio might have had a prequel film or a prequel script that they were thinking about making, and they were sitting on it for a while, because where the fuck do you go for the 9th film in a franchise? So I feel like they were thinking about going back to Dom Toretto's past, but maybe chickened out at the last minute by thinking that no one would go see a Fast and the Furious film without Vin Diesel this far into the franchise. So they've put the two films together, and we jump back and forth between the two. Honestly, I would have loved a prequel movie. As I said, it was my favourite part of the film when they were going back to his past. I don't know about the actors who was playing the young Dom, or Vin Diesel if you will. I don't know if I really bored him as a young Vin Diesel, but that's beside the point. The thing was, it felt like a Fast and the Furious movie. They were going back to basics. They had streetcar racing, petty criminal behaviour, bikini-glad honeys, and NOS. Do you remember NOS? NOS was a thing, you know, Fast and the Furious shit. But alas, we go between the origin flashbacks and the Expendables here. That's what the film actually felt like. Where the gang got all this military shit is fucking beyond me. I assume it was privately funded from the money that they took away from the last few films. And then we discover Dom's brother here, Older, is played by none other than John Cena, who wants to get back at Dom because Dom is a better street racer than him? I think that's kind of what they set up. Dom and his brother have matching crucifixes. You know the crucifix necklace that he wears in all the films. Yeah, his brother has the exact same one. Just to reiterate that they are actually brothers. I mean, they must have strong religious beliefs, of course, with their upbringing. But one thing that Vin Diesel does not believe in is fucking sleeves on shirts. This film also does a lot of globe-trotting, going around the earth here, because besides being an Expendables film, it's also a James Bond film. You had your chance, Vin Diesel. The XXX sequel fucking sucked. Charlize Theron is back, of course, you would have seen her in the trailers, and she's sporting a haircut that an 8-year-old boy from 1991 would have. We also have a new bad guy. Can't remember his name for the life of me, but he looks like a young William Sadler. Now, it is a Fast and the Furious movie, so we know the probability and physics go out the fucking window. These characters should have died 10 times over by now. There is a bare minimum story here, but I feel like it tries to do too much with it and bolster it up too much, just inflate it to the point of bursting. They go too deep into characterization and backstory and stuff. Story is not what makes these films great, okay? It's all the ludicrous action in them. See what I did there? Dom's sister, Mia, pops up again because they're trying to get as many of the past actors as they possibly can in this film. And it's like, wait a minute, where's Dom Toretto's kid that, Mia, Dom, and Rodriguez is there? And also, where's Mia's kid? Don't worry, it's okay. Mia explains to us that Brian is looking after both kids off-screen, of course. Because if Paul Walker's character taught us anything from the previous films, he's totally okay staying home with the kids while his partner goes off and fights evil mercenaries to save the world. The Tokyo Drift cast pop back up for this one to make their sequel fucking relevant, and forget the badass character that was Sean in Tokyo Drift. No, he comes back with his mates and now they're silly, funny characters. They're the comic relief because they're silly and funny. Their characters get the same treatment that Tyrese's character did post Too Fast, Too Furious. Then we get exposition dump after exposition dump after exposition dump. Why are so many people talking? Where is the cars? And on that note, a massive offence this film commits is there is no memorable cars. I mean, it's Fast and the Furious. I know it's number 9, but where are the cool cars? You go back to the first one, you had fluoro-coloured Mitsubishis and Nissans, with neon lights and a lot of techno and stuff playing. And then the later films incorporated muscle cars, which was very welcome, thank you. But this film just has a lot of forgettable European sports cars that all look the fucking same. Now, I'm a bogan. They all looked the same to me. They had no character, nothing. They were forgettable. I mean, sure, they were fast, but just having them on screen made me fucking furious. There was only one cool scene in this film as well, and it was in the streets of London. They get the one character in their team who can't actually drive behind the wheel of a magnetised truck tearing up the streets of London while Vin Diesel and John Cena fight each other, bouncing on rooftops of other cars through London. That was the most exciting scene and actually felt like an echo to previous Fast and the Furious movies. It was the only cool scene, really. And on that note of magnetised trucks, this film has an absolute stiffy for magnets. It's the technology that they abuse in this movie to get around things for heists and whatnot. And you know what? I kind of welcome that old technology as well of magnets and not using the same tiresome, laborious excuse to explain shit away that other movies do, like nanotechnology, which is in every fucking film these days. Marvel, I'm looking at you. It really feels like with this movie, the filmmakers have been reading a lot of online feedback about previous installments here, because it seemed like this movie was on cleanup duty, if you will. They go full meta with commenting on the stupidity of previous adventures, how they all should be horribly injured or dead by this point, and calling it out. But calling out said stupidity doesn't excuse it either. There's been a lot of feedback. We all know that there's no story. These are just stupid action films. Yes, that's okay. And in this film, though, they just inflate the story and go too deep in it, and it really bogs the movie down. Many, many times I have read online or heard that, what's next for the team? Are they going to go into space? And in this film, they go to fucking space! In a car! What the fuck? These guys have not only jumped the shark for this film, they've gone over the fucking moon. It's like they've forgotten what makes these films great. Well, not great, but entertaining, schlocky fun. They're just silly, dumb, fun action with cars, fast cars in it. We don't go to see it for story. If you've seen the trailer, you know that the character of Han comes back. And how do they explain his resurrection? In the most fucking convoluted way as possible. Made no sense, and just, it made me tune out. I was like, okay. Is it possible for two actors who have played a couple on screen over many films in a franchise to get less chemistry? Because honestly, there is nothing between Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez in this movie at all. They almost seem like distant friends from the past. I don't know if they're even a couple anymore in this film franchise. It's never really explained, but there is fuck all chemistry between them. Anyway, the The climax happens, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't even know what their plan was, what the goal was, to steal the MacGuffin and something. I don't know. I checked out. I didn't care. Look, I usually do by the climax of these fucking films, but usually there's enough stupid, dumb action to keep me entertained. But this one didn't. I mean, yeah, action's there, but it just happens. I just didn't care. And at 2 and a bit hours of a movie, you don't need that much Fast and the Furious. There are no consequences in this film at all, or in this franchise, mind you. I mean, we're at number 9 by now. No one truly gets hurt or injured. No one fucking stays dead permanently. And every bad guy, always somehow gets forgiven in the last couple of minutes of the climax film. Happened with Luke Evans, happened with Jason Statham, and here, spoiler alert, it happens with none other than John Cena! But I'm pretty sure you saw that coming. The film commits the worst offense a Fast and the Furious film can commit. It's fucking boring. It's really boring, and I tuned out a lot. 9 films in any franchise is a fucking big ask. I get that. But you gotta wonder, has this franchise run out of gas? Pun intended. If it makes money, sure, it'll get another one. I mean, shit, number 10's already been announced. Is it going to be the last one? Probably not. I mean, it's already had a spin-off as well with Hobbs and Shaw. This film is definitely a low point in the franchise, without a doubt. It's probably one of the worst. Again, 9 is a lot to ask for, but just give us more silly action. Don't bloat the fucking storyline. We don't need that. It's convoluted as fuck. It's overly complicated. There's no chemistry between the characters, and as aforementioned, it's fucking boring. Again, they're not high art. They never were, and that's what we love about these movies. They're stupid, dumb fun. Go get pissed, smoke some weed, see it with your friends. I remember the last one I saw with some friends of mine because a read-through of a Shakespeare play got cancelled. So we thought, fuck, let's kill some brain cells, have some beer and burgers, and let's go see Fast and the Furious. And we had a great fucking time. But this one was not that at all. Again, it was boring. Anyway, that's it, guys. Write down below what is your favourite Fast and the Furious installment. There's a bunch of them. Well, there's 8, and there's a spin-off as well. And who's your favourite character and why? Of course, give this episode a like if you could. Your love and support helps this channel. And please hit that subscribe button and icon if you haven't already for more spicy content coming out weekly. And as always, kids, stay spooky.